Before the neon, before the towers of glass and steel, before the world knew its name, there was water. The bay stretched wide and silent, cradling a cluster of wooden huts where fishermen mended their nets under skies unmarked by smoke or ambition. This was Edo, a village so small, so unremarkable, that travelers passed through without a second glance. Yet beneath the simplicity, beneath the rhythm of tides and seasons, something waited. A destiny that would transform marshland into metropolis, and a forgotten harbor into the beating heart of a nation. It is the year 1457. The air smells of salt and wet earth. A warlord named Oda Dokan stands on a hill overlooking the estuary, and in his mind, he sees what others cannot: a fortress, stone by stone, timber by timber. Edo Castle begins to rise from the mud. It is modest, almost humble compared to the grand castles of Kyoto or Osaka. But Dokan understands geography. He understands that whoever controls this bay controls the eastern plains. The castle becomes a silent guardian, watching over rice fields and fishing boats, waiting for history to arrive. And history does arrive, but not gently. The 16th century tears Japan apart. Warlords clash across the archipelago, and the land runs red with the ambitions of men who would be shogun. Edo remains a backwater, a footnote in the chronicles of war, until 1603, when a man named Tokugawa Ieyasu, battle-scarred and victorious, makes a decision that will echo for centuries. He does not choose Kyoto, the ancient capital of emperors. He chooses Edo, the fishing village, the castle on the bay. And with that choice, everything changes. Within decades, Edo explodes. Samurai flood the streets, followed by merchants, artisans, laborers, entertainers. The population swells to over 1 million souls, making it one of the largest cities on earth. Wooden buildings rise in tight rows, their paper screens glowing softly at dusk. Canals are carved through the marshland, transforming the city into a labyrinth of waterways, where boats glide silently beneath arched bridges. The castle becomes a fortress of unimaginable scale, its white walls gleaming above a moat so wide it mirrors the sky. And around it, the city breathes, alive, chaotic, beautiful. But Edo is more than size. It is a world unto itself. In the pleasure districts, lanterns sway in the evening breeze, casting golden light on faces painted white, on silk kimonos that whisper with every step. Kabuki theaters echo with drama and music, while in the shadows, stories are told and secrets are kept. The samurai walk with purpose, their swords catching the light, their honor bound to a code older than memory. And in the temples, incense rises like prayers, curling toward wooden rafters darkened by centuries of smoke. This is Edo during Sakoku, the Great Isolation, when Japan closes its doors to the world and turns inward, cultivating a culture so refined, so distinct, that it becomes timeless. Yet isolation cannot last forever. In 1853, black ships appear on the horizon. American warships, their cannons silent but unmistakable. Commodore Perry has come with a message: open your ports or face the consequences. Japan, after 200 years of stillness, is thrust into a world it barely recognizes. The shogunate crumbles, the emperor is restored, and in 1868, Edo is reborn. It is no longer Edo, it is Tokyo, the eastern capital, the new seat of imperial power. The Meiji era dawns, and with it comes transformation at a speed almost incomprehensible. Western architecture rises alongside wooden temples. Gas lamps replace lanterns. Railways cut through rice fields. The castle, once the symbol of samurai power, becomes the imperial palace, hidden behind stone walls and ancient trees. Tokyo races to catch up with the world, to prove that it belongs among the great capitals of the earth. And it succeeds. By the turn of the century, Tokyo is a city of contrasts, traditional and modern, east and west, old souls and new bodies. But progress has a price. In 1923, the earth convulses. The Great Kantō Earthquake tears through Tokyo with unimaginable fury. Buildings collapse. Fires spread faster than water can contain them. Over 100,000 lives are lost in a single day. The city, so carefully built, so proudly modern, is reduced to ash and rubble. Yet from the ruins, Tokyo rises again. Wider streets, stronger buildings, a determination not just to rebuild, but to become unbreakable. And then, war. The 1940s bring darkness. Tokyo becomes a target. American bombers fill the night sky, and the city burns once more. Entire neighborhoods vanish in firestorms. The imperial palace stands, but around it, Tokyo is a graveyard of charred wood and shattered dreams. When the war ends in 1945, The city is a ruin, silent, hollow, a ghost of what it was. But Tokyo does not stay silent. In the rubble, something stirs. A resilience born not from stone, but from spirit. The people return. They clear the debris. They plant seeds in scorched earth. And slowly, impossibly, Tokyo begins to grow again. The 1950s bring recovery. The 1960s bring the Olympics. And with them, the world's attention. Expressways spiral above ancient streets. The Shinkansen, the bullet train, connects Tokyo to the future. Skyscrapers pierce the sky. Neon signs flicker to life, painting the night in electric color. Tokyo is no longer rebuilding, it is reinventing. The decades blur, the city grows taller, faster, stranger. Districts like Shibuya and Shinjuku become forests of light and sound, where millions move in synchronized chaos. Yet step into a quiet alley, and you find wooden shrines unchanged for centuries, where offerings are still left for gods who have watched every transformation. Tokyo becomes a paradox, ancient and futuristic, serene and overwhelming, a city that remembers everything while rushing toward tomorrow. Today, Tokyo is a megalopolis of nearly 14 million people, the core of a metropolitan area housing over 37 million souls. It is finance and fashion, technology and tradition, anime and tea ceremony. It is a city where a 1,000-year-old temple shares a street corner with a robot cafe, where cherry blossoms fall on concrete, and the past and future exist not in conflict, but in conversation. Stand in Shibuya Crossing as the lights change, and watch as 1,000 people move in perfect, silent choreography. Look up, and the towers disappear into mist and neon. Listen, and beneath the hum of the city, you might still hear it. The whisper of waves against a forgotten shore, the echo of a fisherman's village that became the center of the world. Tokyo is not just a city, it is a testament to survival, to transformation, to the strange and beautiful truth that endings are only ever beginnings in disguise. From a forgotten bay to the center of the world, Tokyo's story is one of endless transformation, but it is far from the only tale waiting to be told. Across Asia, ancient cities hold secrets written in stone and memory. Stories of empires that rose and fell, of civilizations that shaped the world we know. Which journey should we take next? Tell us in the comments below. What Asian city do you want to see brought to life? Bangkok, Seoul, Beijing, Kyoto, Saigon, Mumbai? The choice is yours. If this journey moved you, if you felt the weight of history and the pulse of the present, subscribe. There are more stories to uncover, more cities waiting to reveal their souls. Thank you for walking through time with us. Until the next journey.